Alright guys, here we are with Turbo Fog in Pauper League. We can't keep this hand, unfortunately, so we are going to have to mulligan. It is really unfortunate because if at least one of these cards was an island, we'd keep it in a heartbeat. I think we're going to mulligan again. Alright, we can keep this. And we'll keep that on top. So he's playing a blue deck. No end of turn brainstorm. Okay, phew. I guess he's playing elf combo. For a second I was afraid that he was playing the same thing as we were. Okay. So it was a land. Let's just brainstorm. Set up returns. Man, our Dawn Charms are just like really useless right now. We'll go ahead and go this, draw into the erasure, and we'll just play the erasure next turn and pass. There's no reason not to play it, just since we have it. Then go ahead and go double blue here. There's just no real reason not to. Alright. Because we know we're going to just draw into a Dawn Charm next turn anyways. So I don't think this is elves. Trying to think of what it could be. Oh. Some weird familiars list? Could be Simic Flicker. I think it actually is Simic Flicker. Yeah, it's Simic Flicker. It sucks a little, not that much. They win from like Kavak's Torch, which we don't have to be that worried about. So I guess we'll just sit here, enjoy your sandwich. So it's pretty much he either has us next turn or we can keep Muddle up. Three, 4, 5, 6. There's no reason not to tangle here. We can't stop a Kavak's Torch anyways. And this does limit his potential by a bit. There's another Ghostly Flicker. He's probably going to get back the Ghostly Flicker again. So he can go infinite with his mana here, I believe. But the real question is like, what is he going to achieve? Because he doesn't have a Utopia Sprawl. Well, no, it's not that. What does he need? Because he needs something to get red mana. And all he's doing is just bouncing things. Is Utopia Sprawl. Chosen color is red. So if he has the torch here, we just lose. But we're going to run him out of time because this list is really needy for time. I do hate how this can go off easy on turn 3. Because if he's searching for the torch, there's the possibility he just might not hit anything. As long as we hit a land, next turn, we can stop the torch. Yeah, he's digging pretty deep. I mean, it's unlikely for him not to find the torch, but we just want to force him to find it. I'm thinking if we had left up mana for muddle, so we could have muddled the ghostly flicker after he tried to cast it after getting it back with the Aricomancer. I wonder if we'd be in this same position right now. I don't think we would, but he could have just had another snap in hand too. So he could have just snapped back the Arcanomancer. Though technically, I suppose. If his deck ends on an even number and Kavek's Torch is the very last card, that's how he can currently lose. So we're gonna play to that out. It's a really weird out to play to, but it's what we got. There's no reason to just concede when that can happen. Because technically, he can go through his entire deck right now. I'm not a big fan of combo decks, especially in Pauper. I don't think they should be that big of a thing in Pauper. They take um they take a bit of fun out of the format, especially like here, like regardless of what spells we had in hand, if he goes for Kavek's Torch, we just can't count it regardless. So it pretty much just gives him a free win, which isn't. It's not fun. It's not fun to play against those kind of decks. I think one of the few decks that can beat this and like familiars is mono black control, mostly because of the hand disruption. Is evoking a Mold Rifter? Do 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 do. I think we're definitely going to be boarding out some fogs. I'm gonna board in a bunch of counter spells. Oh boy. Okay. Because if we counter every Cloud of Fairies, I believe he can't win. Because then he can't get a massive amount for Kavek's Torch. So as long as we can counter every Cloud of Fairies he plays, we'll be fine. Alright, so he's on an odd number of cards now. So if Kavek's Torch is literally the last card in his library, which I think it is because he hasn't found it yet, and then he's forced to Mold Drifter into it. Oh well, it's back down to not even. I think he's smart enough to recognize that that's a we can win. He might have the torch now. He might also have a second Ghostly Flicker in hand now, so he doesn't need to flicker the Arcanomancer this time. So you can do a Kavek's Torch for 14 right now. Ghostly Flicker. This has been 10 minutes of him playing Solitaire. Pretty much. Man, this is going to be a boring first match for everyone to watch. We finally found the torch. So, we're going to go ahead and sideboard out Una's Grace. It's a little too slow. Respite. Bring in Arcane. Actually, Circle Protection Red would win us the game too. So we're going to go ahead and board in 3 of those. And we're just going to have to find 4 cards that aren't that great. We'll go Muddle out. Because this matchup is less of getting out an Erasure and more of just not dying. Then again, rather keep the 2 Muddles in than 2 counter spells. I think we'll remove 1 more counter spell and we'll call it good. Wait, where's the second Muddle? Yeah, we're just not going to board in counter spells. We did board in another... Oh, we didn't even board in more Arcane Denials. We just boarded out. Just boarded in circles. I guess we'll remove 2 Tangles for 2 Arcanes and we'll submit. I guess we'll keep. We're definitely going to longer. Yeah. We're gonna shuffle. I think as long as we get white mana, we'll be fine. We're gonna play an Evolving Wilds. We'll be able to cycle away our bad cards now off of Brainstorm. So he doesn't like stopping at our end step. And he doesn't have a 1-drop play. Okay, Brainstorm. We're gonna toss away Holy Day, toss away Tangle, and then we're gonna crack for Plains. Okay. We're just gonna play another island, and then we're just gonna say pass to him. Playing the Erasure might be a little too greedy at the moment. If this is a Cloud of Fairies, we're definitely, yeah, we're gonna counter this. So he has a Dispel. So that's 1 Dispel down. But he can't do much more than Ghostly Flicker and then untap 2 lands. I believe we'll be fine if we go erasure here, as long as we counter a ghostly flicker. Oh wait, but yeah, we can. Yeah, we may have just made our last mistake there. Unless he just goes land pass. Snap. So he doesn't even have a land. That's pretty good for us. Always yes, always yield. We're going to just go ahead and play that land. We'll say go to him. Yeah, you can have that. We're fine with taking 3. Alright. How much do we care about the snap? He's gonna have 1 extra mana total to do something. I don't think we care that much about snap. So I mean, like what? He's gonna go fairies. Oh wait, no, he's going to have 2 mana total from this. Actually, we can't do anything about that, but that's fine. Unless he goes Arcanomancer and grabs a Dispel. If he does that, we might be in a little bit of trouble. Ghostly Flicker on those. Yeah, we're going to try to counter that. Alright, we counter the Ghostly. Okay, he's gonna evoke a Muldrifter. And then he'll be back to us. Alright, we really need to find a counter spell. We're just gonna shuffle. We're just gonna compulsive here. It's our best chance of drawing something we need. Yep. We're just gonna toss 2 cards. It'll be that, and it's going to be the erasure. I think if we counter the Arcanomancer, we'll be in a good place. 2 Dispels are in his graveyard, so I don't think he can stop us either. We don't really care about 3 damage. Okay. We'll deny that. Yeah, most lists only play 2 Dispel in the sideboard. So with both of them being gone, we're in a really good place. We'll mill him out before he gets to draw 2 cards. We'll deny him that land drop, which is beneficial for us and not for him. Let's ponder. Oh wow. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go doot, doot, doot. No shuffle. Mill him. And then we'll say pass. Because we have Arcane, and then we have Muddle next, in a few turns as well. That's fine. You can Utopia Sprawl. Okay. Foresee. It'll leave him to 2 blue mana, so I wouldn't mind stopping the Foresee here. Okay. So he has a Cloud of Fairies. I don't think he can beat us. We should have kept that Plains open though. Just in case, because Dawn Charm can still save us from the torch. It would have been nice if we milled the torch though. But since we'd made that misplay of tapping our Plains, we might just lose here. Depends on how much time he has to do everything he needs. Okay. So you can go infinite now. With Ghostly Flicker. But we're gonna see if he has enough time to do that, and if we get to the point where we need to, he's bouncing Arcane and Coiling Oracle, so he's searching. Because we can force him, we can mill him out in the end with words. Wait. He's giving us another turn to live? Did he mess up? I think he messed up. Okay, we're gonna words now. Alright, mill snap, mill force. Okay. We're gonna draw first. So he drew the cards that he wanted. We're gonna go ahead and go this. And we'll just say pass to him. Because now we can beat a torch and we can beat a dispel. Use a holy day here. Because we have 3 mana, and then we have 3 mana. So we can cast whatever we need to beat a torch. That's fine. You drawing more cards is the best thing for us. Yeah, I think we're going to win this game. Because our opponent's used a lot of his time. We did really well to prevent him from doing anything in this game, though. We should have kept up White Mana that one time, but I think he messed up a little in his choices, and he couldn't keep going, so he had to pass. That's fine. Draw as many cards as you'd like. I think he might just concede once we counter the Kavak's Torch. This is a dirty way to win, just your opponent running out of time, but honestly, against familiars and against just this combo entirely, I don't feel too bad about it, simply because I think it's a little degenerate sometimes. Like if I had to say there's like what the best decks in this format probably were, I would say Cloud of Fairy based decks for one, and then two I would say Mono Black Control, and I think Burn would be closely following those, because Burn is very hard to play against, and especially with Flaring Pain, they can just still kill you after you get out of Circle Protection. Like, honestly, if any mono red deck doesn't board in Flaring Pain after they see their opponent play white, they're making a poor decision. There's no reason not to play Flaring Pain in your sideboard if you're playing Burn. It just lets you win. Okay, I'm just waiting for him to try to cast a Kavak's Torch here. Because we're going to use Dawn Charm to counter that. Counter target spell that targets you. Boop boop. Alright. You took game 2. We are going to transmute this. I'm gonna turn it into a Tangle. We'll play that, and then we'll say pass. Because now his only way to win is by using his creatures. I don't think he plays a second torch. If he plays a second torch, I'll be a little surprised. Because that just doesn't make sense. Because you should only be playing the one torch, but you should be keeping things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd rather just Tangle now. Did he board in another Dispel? That's weird. We're gonna crack this because we don't want to draw into a land. We'll just grab an island. Yep, that's fine. And we drew into an Erasure. Wow. That sucks. It really does suck that he had another Dispel. Well, that's the game.